Alright, this video is going to be slightly different. I'm just going to go over kind of the maintenance that we've been doing on our RV and our truck lately. If you follow us on Instagram, you probably already seen a little bit of that, but in essence, we have replaced all of our tires, all of our brakes, all the shocks, new wet bolt kit. We also did the slide skis on the RV. So hopefully this video is going to shed some good insight onto just some basic maintenance that, you know, isn't always talked about in RV life. And this is something that, you know, we all have to get done, and it's not always the most glamorous thing to show, like going to the Grand Canyon. We gotta raise up the RV a little bit so we can get the tires off, so we can get new ones.
It's a process. You're lowering, right? That's what you wanted to do?
I want to pick it up.
Oh, yeah, but...
That's high enough.
Alright, other sides are...
A little more on this one? A little bit more on this side.
There you go, you're good.
That's good. Like NASCAR.
Ha!
What we found here is these spring hangers, wet bolt kits, were loose and it was causing the tires to wear unevenly. So we disassembled it and we discovered that these bushings that are on these wet bolt kits were basically rubbed through.
Yep.
They were wore out.
We got the new wet bolt kit installed. And we put the grease zerks on the inside. So it should be easier to maintenance them. So this is our old wet bolt kit. As you can see, the bushings are completely shot. They would no longer take grease. But just so you know, because we didn't know this, these do not come greased from the factory. So when you pick up your new RV, make sure that you have a grease gun and you grease all of the wet bolt kits and all of the zerks. Today is the day for new tires for Pearl and new tires for the trailer.
So that is a lock nut retaining clip, and it snaps on over this nut, and with the flat spot here and the flat spot on the spindle, it won't allow that nut to come loose. And this will be the outside wheel bearing.
You can go here.
And then this drum and inner bearing, the seal and everything will come right off. So I'll give you a description of what you got here. This is a 12-inch by 2-inch electric brake assembly. Fits a Dexter axle. And just so some frame of reference, you see how thick this magnetic pad is here? Look at the difference in this one, how much is worn off of that already.
Oh, wow.
Thickness difference. I'll bet there's close to a 1/4 inch of that is gone. And that's where it rubs on the face of the drum. And when the drum is spinning, this electric brake sucks to the drum, and then see how it spreads the shoes? And there's 5 bolts that hold this on. You can use that impact to remove them bolts. I already pre-loosened a couple of these, but you go ahead and knock them off. Also, I cut the 2 wires on the backside already, and we'll re-splice those after we put this new backing plate on. take a hammer and smack the back side of the backing plate right in this area.
Towards
It'll
me?
pop right off. Yep. And then while you have that off, we'll inspect this area where the seal rides on here. There's a little bit of rust and corrosion. What I'll do is I'll take a piece of emery cloth and I'll go around this, clean the rust off. Smack the area where the seal rides on. Get a clean rag and we'll wipe that clean and dry. In the meantime, you can take this new backing plate. You can see that these holes are spaced differently, so this is the bottom. You'll be able to bring it right up and put it on. Also make sure those wires don't get pinched behind there when you assemble it. They're fairly close, but by holding them out of the way like that, you'll be fine. These are left hand and right hand brake assemblies. Right hand, of course, is the passenger side, left hand is driver's side. Always want to make sure you get that right when you put them on or they will not work.
This is the magnetic plate that goes to the hub, which then pushes these against the drums, which is the brakes themselves, like that. And these ones are actually pretty worn out, so it's a good thing we're doing them. And the wiring on the back here, so when you're placing these on, make sure that this is out of the way or you'll pinch them. And then Jessica's dad got these cool connectors.
They're 3M wire connectors and they're filled with anti-corrosive gel. You have to make sure you get the wires all the way into the back side, which I missed.
Is there a stopper on it?
It goes all the way in and dead ends.
Okay.
But I didn't go far enough on one of them, and then I crimped it. Of course, yeah, and it made no connection at all. Then you squeeze them, and you can tell they go all the way until they stop. And try and pull the wires out to make sure. Then
Those are slick.
they are nice. They're great connectors. You know, you won't have any problems in the future. So these Dexter brake drums, they come with the races and bearings and hubcap and everything, seals. It all comes as one unit. We got a inexpensive bearing packer. We put the bearing in that way and we just close this packer up onto it. I usually lay it on its side so that I can see what I'm doing. It takes about 50 to 60 pumps to get that larger bearing filled. Smaller bearing doesn't take near as long. We're using Mystic high temp #2 grease. See it starting to fill inside there? Watch. Now you know the bearing is getting full.
Sweet. That's a handy little tool.
This bearing off. I'm gonna set it right there for right now. Finger full of this grease, run it around the inside of this race. Just because I don't want to waste it. This is the inner bearing. We just drop it right into its race. That's our grease seal. This is not the proper seal tool for this, but it fits. It works just fine. Here, the tone change. When it goes flush, you can run your finger right around there and you can feel that it's set all the way in. So that one's done. Tip this over. We'll take our tool again, and this one will fill pretty fast. See how it's already full? Extra pumps. I'm gonna go ahead and just drop this bearing right in. I know it's loose in there, but I can take it out and I won't lose it, or I won't drop it on the ground. And coat all of this. All right. This is, again, this is kind of a finesse deal. Keep your hand on this side so it doesn't knock that bearing out. And that is all the way on. Oh, sure. All right, now we will torque these up and finish them up.
50 foot-pounds?
50 foot-pounds, and then you're supposed to back it off and then just bring it up to finger tight. So we're just basically gonna run it up, spin it, bring it up a little tighter. And really what we're trying to do is make sure that the races and everything are set all the way tight. And that's plenty tight, so I'm gonna back it off. Don't turn the wheel at this point. Bring it back up to finger tight. And use one of these clips. That's better. So it's got this flat tab inside there that goes against the flat side of this spindle, and it prevents that nut from turning. That's all the movement that there is in that nut, and that's it.
So there's supposed to be some little bit of movement like that.
Yep, correct. Finger tight is what they recommend. Hopefully this isn't a failure. You ready?
Yep. Looked like it worked.
Yeah, that went easier than I expected. We can do another one. They don't always go that easy. If you want to bring that grease gun out, put about 5 or 6 pumps in each one of these, and then put those rubber caps back in.
Okay.
And I'll go to the other side and set that side.
All right, all the new brakes are on. We are now going to back the truck up, hook it up, make sure the brakes work, and then putting on the new tires. And hopefully we're gonna be done with the trailer. So to test them, I'm just gonna pull the trailer brake manually to 100%. And Mike, my father-in-law, is going to go around and spin them, and that should engage all of the brakes. So here we go. We're good.
Just let me know when you're ready.
Yep. They all work. During our time, we also did go to Mexico for Markham's on the Move's wedding, and we're just going to show just a little bit of that just to kind of break up the monotony of a maintenance video. So here's our time in Mexico, and we'll be back shortly with some more maintenance. Time to replace the slide skis today. We got the new ones here from Alliance. Was gonna do stainless steel, but they were only 16 bucks for the replacements, and they made it 2 years. So what you're gonna do is pop in the slide, just a hair. Then we can get down in here with the slide ski.
You got a mark?
So what I'm gonna do is, the ones from Alliance, they come with this sticker. Peel it off, it's got some sticky on it. We're just gonna feed it through and re-screw it into new screw holes on the outside and put some better caulking on it, and we should be good to go. And knock on wood, it's honestly been going very smooth so far. I might need to go up just a bit more.
Can we go up a little bit?
Yeah, why don't you give it like a... I'll tell you when I think.
That went quite a ways.
Okay. Try that. Alright, right. Right there is good on my end. So as you can see, that went in easy. Only took a few minutes. I'd have a second person for sure. Put the trim piece back on, but we did run a bead of caulk behind there just to seal it back up, and then we will reseal everything and add a screw on the inside. Okay, so what we're doing is you take the floor jack, you jack it up right next to the corner you need, and then you raise it up just enough so you can see inside and pull the other one out, and then clean up the area, and basically sets you up to slide in a whole new one. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I promise we're getting ready to hit the road soon, and we're going to have a lot of exciting adventures to come, and you're going to want to be along for that. Bye.